Hello everyone, back in today's second video. We're going to have a look at the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to around the 21st of September. We'll be able to extend out beyond that, the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. We're into around a couple of weeks, and that's getting us towards the last stages of September now, can you believe? So we'll be looking for signs of autumn. Will we see any signs of autumn? We'll have a look in a moment. To say that GMA Friday has been released, and that's indicating that we have quite a lot of warm, dry weather for the next couple of weeks, and then like late September we start to see a transition to proper autumnal weather by the beginning of October. Of course, that's week 3 and 4. It's a very long way out, but that's what GMA shows. GMA Friday shows today. Anyway, have a look at GMA Friday and see what they're saying you should like to do that. So, coming up later on, we're going to have a live stream after 10 o'clock. We're going to have a bit of fun tonight, I think. So, yes, I think we'll have a bit of a laugh. Friday night streams always are a bit funny. So, we'll have a bit of a laugh tonight after 10. And I'll see you. And I'll tell you what's coming up on the channel over the weekend at the end of this video. Right, let's get on with it. We're going to start off in the tropical Atlantic. So, it's September, it's peak hurricane season, and it's all going on. We actually haven't got any hurricanes at the moment, but we are waiting now for hurricanes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 disturbance areas. Let's deal with them all one by one. So, we've got 2 yellow X's, one in the Gulf of Mexico and one in the Caribbean. So, let's deal with one in the Gulf of Mexico first of all. That's disturbance 2. That's a trough of low pressure located over the north-central Gulf of Mexico. Although associated shower and thunderstorm activity is currently minimal, some development of this system is possible as it moves westward and then southwestward over the northern and western Gulf of Mexico through early next week. You've got a 10% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days, a 30% chance in the next 5 days. We have another yellow X disturbance area just here. That one is disturbance 1 with a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours and a 50% chance in the next 5 days. A large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms extending from near the central and northwest Bahamas eastwards over the West Atlantic for a few hundred miles is associated with a surface trough of low pressure. This system is forecast to move westward, crossing the Bahamas and Florida later today and moving into the eastern Gulf of Mexico over the weekend. Upper level winds are expected to become more conducive for development of this tropical depression, and a tropical depression could form while it moves slowly west-northwestwards over the eastern Gulf of Mexico early next week. So that one could develop into something. Then we've got a yellow X just here. That's one that come out of Africa a day or so ago. That was disturbance 3. It's disturbance 3 with a 60% chance of cyclone formation in the next 48 hours and a 90% chance in the next 5 days. A tropical wave is located a few hundred miles southeast of Cape Verde Islands and is producing a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Gradual development of this system is forecast and a tropical depression is expected to form within the next few days while the system moves generally westward across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. I think that's going to become a hurricane. I think that's going to be a major story next week. Watch out. I think that's going to become a major hurricane next week. That's my guess. We shall see. Then we've got Rene just here. This is tropical storm Rene. Rene is currently giving maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour with a minimum center pressure of 1,002 millibars, and Rene is moving west-northwestwards at 10 miles per hour. Clicking on Rene shows that this is forecast to remain as a tropical storm through to the early part of next week. Current position of Rene is just there. Early next week, Monday, Tuesday, it's around there. So it's still in business though. Early next week, Rene is still in business, and just because it doesn't become a tropical storm before Monday or Tuesday, a hurricane I should say, for Monday and Tuesday, does not mean that it can't become a hurricane at some point. So Rene is still very much in business. Early next week, we shall see what happens with Rene. And then finally, we've got tropical storm Paulette just here. This is currently giving maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. It's powering up this with a minimum set pressure of 991 millibars, moving west-northwestwards at 10 miles per hour. Clicking on Paulette shows, if you go to warnings and cone static images, shows that this is forecast to become a hurricane over the weekend. So current position of Tropical Storm Paulette is just there. Hurricane Paulette will be just there sometime around Sunday, moving through the Bahamas. It's going to be through Bermuda, I should say. Hurricane Paulette will move through Bermuda and then head into that sort of direction by Wednesday. Let's see how powerful Paulette is forecast to get. So we've got to go to discussion for that and move down. So it looks like this is going to reach Category 2 hurricane status. It's not all that far away from becoming a major Category 3 hurricane. Maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. As of early next week. So to get to Category 3, major Category hurricane status, I think it has to go to around 110, 111 miles per hour maximum sustained wind. So it's not all that far away from it at the moment. It's forecast to reach Category 2 hurricane status, and yeah, so Paulette could become quite a significant, or will become a significant hurricane over the weekend and into the early part of next week. Whether it makes it to major hurricane status remains to be seen. And then I reckon that that orange X, let's go back to it. I reckon this orange X just here, I'm not sure about Rene, but I reckon this orange X just here is going to become a major hurricane next week. Watch your space on that one. So prediction, you know, it's only forecast, I don't know for sure, but I think that will become a major hurricane next week. We shall see. I may have major hurricane Paulette at the same time. Right, these are the GFS upper air temperature. Going back to home, these are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks for London from old wet to central. Red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London. We're starting off above average at the moment. You can see the temperatures lifting up further over the coming days. Going to get very hot early next week for the time of year. Temperature going somewhere between around 15 and 20 degrees at 850 HPA. That is probably going to lift the temperature into the low 30s Celsius across southern and southeast parts of the country early next week. A very slow and gradual decline in temperature taking place, but still pretty warm actually through the third week of September. It's not until we get to the last week of September now that we see the temperature, upper air temperatures returning back close to average. Excuse me. And even though we do have a lot of scatter, so I have these ensemble members up here that are still keeping things very warm, actually, even into the last week of September. These ones down here are cooler. So yes, going to get really warm to hot early next week, then a very, very slow and gradual decline in the temperature as we run into the second half of September. It may take some time before we get back close to average. Precipitation-wise, loads of dry weather coming up until the middle of September. Some showery conditions around this cool-down period, so that may involve some thunderstorms. But overall, not looking particularly unsettling. Even into the second half of September, is quite a lot of dry weather on offer. And that's for London, so it is going to be one of the dry places in the country. Quite a lot of dry weather on offer, even into the final week of September. Temperature anomalies from the 11th to 19th September going to be warmer than average, not just in the UK, but through most parts of Europe, coming out warmer than average. Rainfall anomalies from the 11th to 19th September, near normal, really dry than average in the east, a bit wetter than average actually in west and the northwest. This is our latest wind flow map. Looks from earthnullschool.net. So bringing westerlies today, we've got low pressure up towards Iceland. We've got some low pressure up towards Iceland, and we're bringing like a westerly flow from off the Atlantic. So yeah, by the way, down here you can see Paulette, I think. Let's scroll down. So just to move down to here. I wasn't planning to do this, but as you can see, it might as well. So we've got Paulette just there. Tropical Storm Paulette is just there. That's Rene just there. And somewhere around here, that's where we've got that disturbance area, but I think it's going to become a major hurricane next week. So we're not sure what's happening with Rene. It says it's Tropical Storm up to early next week. But this one just here, Paulette, that looks like it'll become quite a significant hurricane early next week. Right, let's push back up. I wasn't planning to do that. Let's push back to the UK then. So, yeah, we're bringing in westerlies. We've got low pressure up towards Iceland, bringing in these westerly winds. However, we've got plenty of high pressure across continental Europe, and that high pressure is what's going to strengthen and deliver us a hot spell of weather as we get through to the early part of next week. Let's look at that then. This is how the UK Met is looking for Monday. High pressure developing over to the east and south of the country. Winds are pushing up from the south, going to turn increasingly warm to hot through the early part of next week across England and Wales in particular. We are trying to move this area of low pressure in from off the Atlantic. That's trying to bring a breakdown for Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll probably bring some sort of thundery breakdown, I think, around middle of next week. But how widespread those storms are remains to be seen. By the time we get through to 144 hours, though, which is as far as we can go with the UK Met, that's Thursday, 17th of September, we're back under high pressure. The high pressure has changed its position a little bit, though, so it's more towards our north. And so the wind direction just changing slightly. You notice how, like, Monday, Tuesday, we're drawing up the air from the south. We've got like a proper southerly. Let's change the colour. We've got a proper southerly coming up like Monday and Tuesday. But by the time we get through to Thursday, the ridge has changed its position, sitting to the north of Scotland, which means that change wind direction, we bring winds in more from an easterly to possibly slightly northeasterly direction. Will still be warm, but second half of next week should see the temperature declining. There, by the way, I think is Hurricane Paulette, or what's left of Hurricane Paulette. Right, GFS, so let's have a look at that. So again, on Monday, drawing up those hot southerly winds. So Monday, Tuesday, yes, I think the temperature into the low 30s Celsius across England and Wales. There's the upper air temperature with 15 Celsius isotherm pushing northwards across England and Wales. Wednesday, we hint at some sort of thundery breakdown. Here comes Paulette, by the way, over there near Newfoundland. We're hinting at some sort of a thundery breakdown around Wednesday. Not definitive, I don't mean to be widespread storms, but I think the GFS is more unsettled anyway into the second half next week compared to the UK Met Office. So low pressure is over into the south of the country, and yes, we can expect like heavy showers and thunderstorms around middle part of next week. High pressure up over Scandinavia, they should keep northern parts of the country mostly dry. There's Paulette moving into the North Atlantic, or the remains of Paulette moving into the North Atlantic there by Saturday. Low pressure around Biscay, high pressure up over Scandinavia. It's very complicated, but bringing the wind from the east will lower the temperatures with those east winds, but it should still be pleasantly warm, I would have thought. And then as we move up towards day 10 and beyond it, actually high pressure just takes over, really. High pressure takes over as we go through to day 10 and beyond. So loads of dry and fine weather. This is the remains of another hurricane just here on the 23rd of September. I think that's the orange disturbance area that I was talking about at the start of the video. So high and dry really with the GFS into the extended range. That's how it looks as we get as far as we can go, which is Sunday 27th of September. High pressure is anchored over top of the country, keeping us mainly dry. But differences are changing wind direction. It's not as warm under that area of high pressure. Still very dry, but it's not as warm. There's the upper air temperature. See, they've come down a lot compared to how we are early next week. So we will see the temperature declining. That would be most notable at night, of course, at about ridge of high pressure, where we could start getting some proper chilly nights going, and maybe mist and fog patches as well. But by day, still pleasantly warm. The sun will still have enough strength to it by day to keep things pleasantly warm. Right, where to next? GM. So again, we're drawing up those southerly winds on Monday, looking hot across England and Wales Monday, and particularly on Tuesday. By Wednesday, it could be some sort of thundery breakdown going on. The high pressure is maintained, really, with the GM right the way up towards day 10, actually. So GM is very settled, mainly dry. Again, very gradually, temperatures are lowering because we're changing wind direction. We haven't got much of a southerly. We've got more of an easterly to slightly northeasterly tilt to the wind. Not a cold wind direction at all, and it is still going to be warmer than average, even with that, I would have thought. But so through this third week of September, it looks like we lower the temperature a little bit anyway. And then we've got the E70F, and again, we're drawing up those very warm to hot southerly winds on Monday. Temperature going into the low 30s Celsius. I think we might peak the temperature around 30 to 31. We'll totally route 32 in somewhere like Heathrow on Tuesday afternoon. It depends how much cloud there is, whether we break out any showers. Wednesday, we might get one or two showers, thunderstorms breaking out, but the emphasis with the ECM is really on dry weather for the second half of next week. Again, the position of the ridge changes, so we lose the southerly influence. We draw the wind in more from an easterly direction, which won't be as hot. There's Paulette. By the way, all models are bringing Paulette into the North Atlantic, but not giving us a direct hit from Paulette, actually just stalling it really in the North Atlantic. And that's how we look as we get to day 10 with the ECM. Still loads and loads of high pressure. That's out of the 3 miles. I think the ECM is the warmest because that's one that's still got more of a southeasterly tint to the wind. So I think out of the 3 models, the ECM is definitely the warmest. Busy with rainfall forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com. So quite wet up in the north today, but mainly dry down in the south. Rain will come and go far north and northwest over the weekend. It's over next week. But again, the emphasis is on dry weather through many places through next week. So high and dry, you know, for many of us for the next few days, definitely. As we move up towards day 10, just indications of a few heavy showers or thunderstorms may be kicking off then across England and Wales. It's a really, really long way out though. That's the 21st of September. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, gets to the 21st of September. So 14 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure, from the Icelandic Met Office I should say, has high pressure to our north, bringing winds from the east, going to be high and dry. 8 with high pressure over top of the country, again going to be very settled with that. Another 8 with high pressure up towards Scandinavia. Again, we're bringing winds from the east. Just some lower pressure to the south might threaten some storms to southern parts of the country. 7 with high pressure to our west and also to our northeast. Going to be a load of dry weather with that. Another 7, high pressure to our west. And 7 just here, again, high pressure to west. All options are looking anticyclonic now at day 10. All options keep the high pressure going up to day 10. What a high pressure fest this September is turning into now. In 2 weeks time, these are the options that got any signs of autumn. Let's have a look. This gets us to the 22nd of September. 16 members of the ECM ensembles still have high pressure over and to the northern country. 14 with high pressure to our east. 7 high pressure to our north. Some low pressure to the south. Could be bringing a bit of a change to more unsettled conditions into some areas. And then these 2 down here, 7 there and 7 there, are autumnal. That's autumn descending. By the 26th of September, they've got low pressure over into west country and low pressure to the north country, respectively. Those 2 options are autumn descending, but only 14 are doing that. 16, 14, and 7 have high pressure continue to dominate up to 2 weeks out. So the ECM ensembles are still indicating that even as we get to like late September, high pressure is still being favoured. At some point, autumn will arrive. At some point, autumn is going to arrive. But at the moment, it looks like high pressure and late summer holds sway. I know so many people are waiting for autumn to get going. And I say eventually it will do so. But for the time being, any switch to autumn is not definitive. And high pressure and late summer weather looks set to continue. Finally, this is the CFSB2 700 millibar height anomaly for October from CFSB2. Looking rather bizarre, actually. So let's change the colour again. Rather bizarre. There's an area of high pressure over there, like around southern Greenland and Newfoundland. Another ridge over here towards Scandinavia and western Russia. That's probably the ridge that's giving us all of the fine weather at the moment. Then we've got this sort of white space just here, which I would assume is probably a trough of low pressure, though it doesn't really show it. But I would assume that's probably a trough of low pressure in the middle of all of these ridges. High pressure to the south, high pressure to the west, and high pressure to the northeast. In between, I would assume that is like a trough of low pressure developing. Temperature anomalies for October look like that. CFSV2 near normal to slightly above average. Not a particularly big deviation. Rainfall anomalies, again, no particular signal. It's a very bizarre run from the CFSV2, and I don't think we should spend too much time dwelling on it, to be honest. Excuse me once again. Finally, just to say that if you're enjoying the videos at the moment, please can you give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tell your friends, and let us know in the comments what you think. So yeah, please click like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Let us know in the comments what you think, and that's absolutely great. We're on the grind to 8k subs, but I don't think we're going to get there before the end of the year, to be honest. It will need the weather gods to be very kind and give us a blizzard or something in December, and well, over last year's weather gods haven't been that kind to me, so I will think 8k probably happens early next year. But anyway, please subscribe if you're new to the channel, and you'll be able to see more weather videos very soon. Okay, so that's it for your uploads today. However, we aren't yet finished, because we're going to be back after 10 o'clock with a live stream. Friday night live streams are always a bit of fun. So, yeah, we'll have a laugh after 10 tonight. Coming over the weekend, we've got a lot happening. So, tomorrow, weekend forecast, a 10 to 14 day video update coming up for you as well tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we've got the second Winter 2020-21 update part 1. As well as a live stream at 6 o'clock in the evening, where we will be live streaming Patal Peng's latest Winter 2020-21 analogues forecast. So that will be 6 o'clock on Sunday after the second Winter 2020-21 update part 1. No premiere. We're not going to premiere winter updates every week, I decided. So I think premieres is something that you want to do, like, just very occasionally. I don't think you want to be doing premieres every week. I have thought we might premiere winter updates every week. But I think it's probably best to just hold back on those premieres a little bit. So what I thought we'd do is, this is the plan. Premiere for the first update that we did last weekend, of course. I think we'll probably do a premiere like for the middle weekend. We've got 13 updates to do, winter updates to do between now and the end of November. So it'll be sometime around the middle weekend of October, I think. So I think that's about the 18th of October. 18th, 19th, we will premiere the winter updates. Then that'll be around winter update 7, I think. And then we'll probably premiere the last winter update, which will be at the end of November. We'll definitely be premiering the winter 2020-21 forecast that I'm going to release early in December. But I don't think we're going to be doing premieres every single week. So I think premieres are something that you want to be a little bit special, and you just do them occasionally. That's what I think, anyway. But let me know in the comments what you think about that idea. But definitely still splitting up the winter updates. So they're all going to be in parts 1, parts 2, part 1 on a Monday, part 1 on a Sunday, I should say, part 2 on a Monday, because it's much easier for me to record them that way, and it's much easier for you to watch them, I think. So definitely the winter updates will be in 2 parts, but we're going to hold back on the premieres and only premiere like the first one which we've already done, the middle weekend one, and then the one that we do right at the very end, and then of course the winter forecast, which will be in 1 part, and that'll be a big premiere early in December. Right, so that's it then. I'm going to see you after 10 o'clock for the live stream. See you then. But have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.